Daddy, do you think dinner's taking a while?
I don't know, Princess. I don't think so.
Daddy, my rice is crispy.
Well, honey, that's paella. That's sauerkraut. It's supposed to be crispy.
What? I don't like it.
What are you talking about?
I'm tired.
These people are horrible.
Yeah, especially the daughter who is trying to initiate a fight.
Oh, yes.
Princess
horrible.
is the worst. Lovey.
Princess is the worst. Yeah, y'all, this is Below Deck Med Season 7.
They're yacht owners.
Clash Landing. Yes, they are yacht owners, and you can tell. But what's infuriating, y'all? These people keep complaining about the weather, saying quick question, so the weather's not better yet. The weather's not better yet. We can't go out yet. We can't go, asking about the weather every 5 minutes. And I'm watching this, and because you and I have seen this, I went, oh God, these are the people at the airport that get furious when there's a huge thunderstorm or there's a mechanical failure on a plane.
Oh, why can't we take off?
And I'm like, we can't take
sir,
off.
If we took off, we would lose our wheels.
Yeah, so we don't
The wheels would fall off, sir.
But boy, y'all, you learn something. If you travel a lot, you see the dregs of humanity.
You do. You do.
You really do. You really do.
We were this is going to sound like us being frequent flyers because y'all, us bitches love a Delta lounge. We love a Delta Sky Lounge because we can get in there.
We've done the United Lounge too.
I love eating free. Y'all, that's my favorite part because I go back for plate after plate because it's free. And I love the free drinks.
I know.
Get a little shit face before the flight. Anyway,
the hotel I'm in now has the Ambassador Lounge because I'm ambassador now at Marriott, so I get to eat for free.
There was a woman who
God, that would sound old.
She was. They were in that moment where they were transitioning from breakfast to lunch, and they were putting stuff. She's like, if you'll wait just a little bit. She was like, "Where's breakfast going?" And he's like, "Well, breakfast is going away. Lunch is going to be up."
10:45. It was 10:50.
Yeah. Breakfast is going away. Lunch will be up in about 10 or 15 minutes. She's like, "I've got to go. Hey, there's some Fig Newtons there. You want to throw me a Fig Newton? Something to chew on before my flight." She was awful. She
horrible.
Was an absolute terrible person, and I hope she gets diarrhea.
No, I hope she gets constipation because you lose weight when you have diarrhea.
That's worse. You're right.
Constipation's terrible. You feel worse and you're just stuck.
These people are kind of like when I tell people what I do or you tell people what you do, these are the people who say, "Oh yeah, I took piano lessons." And they'll ask me a couple of questions and I realize, like when one of the women asked Captain Stevie, "What's the beam of this yacht? What year was it?" They're annoying as fuck.
And they don't really care even about your answers. They're just asking questions just because they're bored. And they're just asking questions to see him, but they're not listening.
No. And the daughter takes the cake because the daughter is just there to make her parents go full Karen. That's what she wants.
Dirty. Looks dirty. Looks dirty.
This is a special kind of garbage. Like we had earlier, remember the ones who said that something I could get in a ballpark last season?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that.
They were dancing garbage bags. This is a different kind of elitist, like we are smoking with pipes garbage bag. This is like, yes, lovey, but there's still garbage bags.
This one almost bothers me more. This one almost bothers me more because there's such a passivity to it that drives me crazy.
So,
anyway.
These are garbage people. Yeah, we were due. We did have
we were due.
We did have the Perbs last charter, but at least they tipped well, and they were only annoying because they were just gross.
Somebody said, "Do you think this is the yacht that Oh, Michael's wife, ex-wife from 90 Day, the model.
Julia or
They're like, "Is
Julianne? Juliana.
Juliana."
Yeah.
They said, "Do you think this is the
She was
type
a
of
yacht
yacht where
girl.
Michael found Juliana?" I went, "Yes, that's exactly
Y'all,
how
these
Michael
3
found her."
women were yacht girls,
And
lads, or
then
3 or 4.
good for
Yeah.
Juliana because she married that dumb motherfucker, and then she got her green card and she out.
Good for
I
her.
don't even think she lives in the US anymore, even though I
She's
did
an
like Michael,
inspiration to
but
me.
inspiration. Okay, let's
Men's
y'all
don't control me either,
men don't control me
unless
either.
I
Poof.
ask them to,
Oh
which
my
is very
God.
different. There's consent.
There's consent. Now, this episode, we're recording this early. This episode comes out next week, right, Poodle?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So, y'all, Love is Blind has been out for a week. In fact, probably right now,
New episodes are aired.
the second batch of Love is Blind is about to drop. So, where you been?
Gremlins 2,
Catch up.
the second batch.
It's true. The second batch.
The new batch, yeah.
You can listen to the first episode. We premiered it last week on Wednesday or Thursday of Love is Blind, our episode 1 for
Ooh.
season 3. If you want to listen to the rest, you got to jump into Reality Gaze Plus, either on Patreon or Supercast.
You'll get to hear all of our opinions about Bartice,
Yes.
Colleen. Did
Colleen.
you know she's a ballet dancer? Did you know?
No, really. Really. Raven, shocker. Several of you have messaged us and said she's insufferable and she's a clout chaser. Shocker.
She is. Yeah, I've actually had some people say they didn't want their identities revealed, but they work in Pilates, and Raven is known in the Pilates game in Dallas. And people say, "Yeah, she's a tough one."
It's interesting. Yeah. We get some spoilers, or not spoilers, but people that, oh, I know this person, and they come and tell us all these spoilers or just about these people's lives. No, nothing brings out more sissies to tell all than Love is Blind.
That's true. Yeah.
Y'all come at, we're fine with it, but y'all come at us. Okay.
So anyway, a lot about Shane last season. We had a lot of people.
I didn't know Kyle had an OnlyFans.
Yeah. But he says he'll never show nudes. What's the point?
There's a video of some woman sucking his dick.
Is that real?
Yeah, I watched it. You can't see his dick. You just see the back of her head. And you see the dick in his shorts.
What's it like?
It looks medium. Doesn't look like an amazing dick. It looks just medium. What you would think from Kyle. I think we were right.
I'm annoyed that I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm always interested in a dick for the most part. But there's, as we said, I think fat balls.
Yeah,
I think that's what we said with him. Anyway,
he needs to take dick.
He's a big bottom, y'all.
I know.
He's gay. He's gay. I feel it. And he's got a smooth asshole.
I think he may be one of those straight men.
He would do so well. He would let a guy fuck him for money.
Yeah, he's that. Yeah,
or
totally.
He's a whole guy. So, which if you know those men, send them our way. Send them our way. Put them in our DMs.
Yeah, that line's worked really well for me. A hole is a hole.
They don't even have to finish the sentence anymore. They just say a hole, and I go, you don't need to say anymore. I got it. Let's go.
Well, it's tattooed on my lower back, so it's not. I rarely have to say it anymore.
It said a hole is a hole, but now you've been fucked so much, it just says a hole is a hoe. Because the L and the just have worn off from you getting dick down so much.
A hole is a hole.
All right, below dick mid. Let's talk about it. Flash landing. Okay, Poods, what's your first teabag?
I believe this is the penultimate episode of the season, you guys. I believe we only have one more episode, or maybe two. You
know what? It says 2 more. When Kyle and them fight, I think he says there's 2 more charters. He says there's 2 charters. Well,
really.
So we've got this one, and I think we have another charter. Kyle says that. He says it he says it right in this episode. I noticed.
It's interesting.
He said we have 2 charters left. So just gonna get through it.
There are usually only 18 episodes.
So maybe this charter is going to end on 17, and we'll get one last for 17. But that makes sense if there's 2 more episodes.
Yeah, they might have split it though.
I bet it's going to be like a short like
charter.
A day charter. Yeah, like a one night.
Maybe.
One night.
So y'all, this is right after that kind of fight that Storm kind of instigates because everything has been fine. And Natalya basically says, "I don't want to be at this dinner anymore." Tosh is taking Kyle to the bathroom because they
As
fight like brother and
always.
sister.
They
But
do.
when
They
they
do.
come back, this is interesting. Nat says, "Just so you know, we're not friends. We're just colleagues." And it's so interesting because both of these people fight dirty when they're fighting.
Oh yeah.
Kyle fights the dirtiest though. And he says, "We were never friends from the start." And he's like, "You never asked me a single thing about me." I can see Natalya not doing that.
No, I think that's true. I think that's true. And when
Because they're
Natalia
work
said,
friends.
because they're work friends, and she's so like her brain shifts from like work to not, and we see
Yeah.
kind of this two
Tosh and
sides of
Kyle can't do that.
with no, and we see this. I'm not saying one's better than the. I think they're probably too emotional about it, and I think she's too Jekyll and Hyde about it because you see
Right.
that's why Storm is so confused with how she is so flippant with him. And it's weird that she kind of turned on Storm and got mad at him, like, why didn't you tell me that?
Right. Yeah, she's always the best to do that.
She
What's interesting here is that Tosh is trying to mediate, and Natalya basically says, "No, this happened. He called me a bitch. It happened at work. You should have handled it." And since she's like, "No, I'll handle it tomorrow. Let's not talk about it now." So they all go to a bar, and then Tosh basically says, "I don't want to be affected in this way and by any of this." And Nat says, "You're the fucking chief stew. He called me a
I,
bitch. We need to talk about
I
it."
when Tosh said that,
She's
I
the
was like,
worst manager.
how how can you not be affected by this, girl? Like, come on,
Yeah.
it's just no words. It's complete. A lot of this is happening too because you haven't provided leadership. Now, do I think though that Talia is using this as a thorn in her side to make her feel demoted?
Absolutely.
100%. Like it's funny. Like none of them really have self awareness because like Talia says, I always get along with everyone, and I went, that's not true. That's
No.
100% not true.
Even later at the bar, Courtney, who's wasted, says, "You're
God,
the
she
chief
gets drunk
stew."
like nobody's business.
She's like, "You're the chief stew. You've got to have professionalism and say that's not okay."
Like, yeah.
And so it's interesting.
But Kyle's her bestie, and she doesn't want to come down on Kyle.
Right. Everyone on the boat has had words about Tasha's job.
But Poodle, let me tell you. Listen, everybody. I just want to say one thing that I learned about conflict when I did Lincoln Douglas debate in high school. I know how we can resolve this right now. And I love that Reed starts to go and talking, and then everybody just looks at him and just completely shuts him down and moves on.
Yo, this is the same boy. He is going to be thrown the dustbin of history. We don't even know him. They are treating him they are just treating him like an assortment of guts. He is just a living, breathing deckhand without a personality at this point. He's not even.
He's 5 minutes on or one segment on the reunion, and then Andy's going to say, "Thanks for coming, Reed. See you next time."
Yeah. Yeah, there's always this. Replacements are just they're all the same person.
Early. They got to get you've got to get in by like episode 7 as a replacement, or you're really not going to get much screen time from this.
I did like. There's one moment where Reed just says to Dave, God, this was such a great quote.
Oh, it was a great line.
"I know we don't have a lot to talk about, but I just don't want to be in the middle of that."
Can we just? I'm just going to sit by you, and you're just going to at me.
Can I just
you're getting
stare
angry.
at you?
Yes,
because I don't want to talk. What's your next teabag? So mine was that fight.
Did you see that Dave took his shirt off at BravoCon? People sent us videos of that. He looked good.
I'm sure.
He's almost a little too skinny for me, though. I need a little bit more meat on the bones.
I don't think he needs to be on reality TV.
No.
I don't think he'd pass a psych eval if they did them. If
Yeah.
they
Well,
did them.
speaking of, that's my next teabag is that they're walking down the street and Dave's like, so have you talked to the boyfriend at all? And Tasha's like, yeah, I'm not.
I went, no! I just screamed in my
Why?
house. No, I don't want this to be the story anymore. Drive!
And so she's kind of skirts the question like she always does, but rightly so.
Ugh.
And then she's like, I don't want to talk about that. And Dave says, I should probably just give up,
But
but
I
I
want to talk
can't
about
help
it.
it. I can't help it. It's the way I feel. And I went, yeah, I just can't feel sorry. Like before, we were like, okay, she led you on. This was shitty for you to do, blah, blah. But this time I'm like, no, dude, you're just a manipulator with your martyrdom. Like that's who you are.
I agree. It would not be it would not work if she just would stick to a fucking boundary.
Well,
But
he texted her
the next
again.
morning.
He's starting to text that night. And she got up the morning and read the text and said basically like, hey, thank you for caring, but please only text me about work things. And I went, that's a great text to send. That was great.
Let me just say this. What could have happened, what should have been happening, and it's been the last 3 or 4 charters since they had their big fight. She's been confiding in him because he's there to listen. Because
That's what I was going to say.
That.
You can't put up a boundary when you're walking up to him and you're hugging him.
Yeah,
and you're acting like. So when you do look on the fault on this, I don't feel sorry for Dave, but the fault on this is Tosh because she led him on again.
Yeah, and she can't be strict. She needs to have attention from a man. And she needs to have a.
I think it's less attention. I think it's more anxiety. I think it's like, again, this woman needs to read Codependent no more. Because for me, it's more of she can't stand having someone feel uncomfortable and that she was the cause of it. And I know that because I can read a younger me, I really relate to that. And when I'm not in a good headspace, I'll go into that. And I think Talia needs more of the attention on her.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. What's your next one?
Before I tell you a great Captain Sandy quote, I think we should take a break. Hey, kids, it's charter number 8. And we're all still together. Except for the 2 people I fired. Well, no, one quit. But I had to fire the other one. But we're here. The important people are here. And we've been pretty good. Except for the people who left. What were their names again? Martin?
Desiree?
What was it? Desiree? Francine? What was her name?
Frankie? God, I love the name Frankie for a girl, don't you?
Why is my microphone now orange? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know. It's still working. It's still working.
As long as it works. Uh-oh, is it going down?
I don't think so.
We're having technical difficulties.
I didn't know if you're talking about your microphone or your penis.
Oh, no, that would be a problem.
That would be a problem.
So,
yes, Captain Sandy at her
She
finest.
basically says, we're all still here. And I don't know if that's supposed to make anyone feel good. Y'all, the charter guests we talked about before, one of them's name is Gerald, which to me sounds like a name of like Gerald Portion or something like that. It's a very Parks and Rec name of like one of the like someone running for city council. Like,
yes.
like Fester Twitch or something. They all sound like weird made up names.
They do.
So turns out, y'all, they have a yacht. We said this before, and it's their anniversary and their daughter, their spoiled, lovey daughter, her 21st birthday. And why wouldn't you spend it with your parents on a super yacht? The home away from home.
She's insufferable. But so Captain Sandy, y'all, they wake up. So the charter comes on. The wind is horrible. Like later on, it's not really a plot point per se, but it was interesting to watch. But Storm and Courtney go out to like on a tender to sea, and it's like horrible, 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 horrible. She said at
Yeah.
some points like the boat was up on it's really bad water, and the whole time on the boat they're just like, so with the weather better yet, it's like they're trying to Captain Sandy.
Oh yeah, they're awful.
I wish they kind of would. That would be if what if they tried to over Captain Cap? That would be amazing.
She would say, "Get off my boat."
She would. She'd have a flip out.
Like Harrison Ford, "Get off my damn plane!" Or who was it? Was it
that was
Glenn
Air Force
Close
One, yeah.
in Air Force One? "Get off my damn plane!"
Was that Glenn Close? I thought that was in Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
That's what I just said. Air Force One.
But you said Glenn Close.
But wasn't she the president?
No, I thought Harrison Ford is the president in Air Force One because that's the whole
Is
point.
he?
Yeah, he's the president who like is like badass and like.
Oh, I
saves
never
the
saw
day.
that movie. I never saw that movie.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's like any Harrison Ford movie, but it's a good movie.
Why?
We need to move on.
Okay, thank you.
Your face
Why
started
did
to
I
ask
think
questions.
there was a woman president? What movie was there about a plane with a woman president?
I don't know, but if they did a reboot of Air Force
It
One,
would be a woman.
They need to do it with like, with
It
a
would be
woman.
it would be Viola Davis.
Yes. I would love that. Okay,
President Viola Davis.
President, Madam. Yes. So Tosh actually, my next tea bag is they actually sit down and have a meeting. They're going to talk this out.
We need to have a meeting.
She's like, because alcohol was involved. So I think she was right to like not have the meeting then when everyone's drunk.
Yeah, not like Storm naming a lead deckhand.
Yes. I forgot about that.
When everyone is blitzed and like near the karaoke machine. Yeah, wasn't the best time.
Didn't go good.
Near right over a plate of jalapeno poppers.
Yeah. Oh, my brother loves them. So she basically said, so I want to do this today. And basically Talia said, that you apologize and then you called me a bitch again. And Talia says, I don't like, if we're going to say something, we need to say it to our face. I don't talk behind other people's back. And good for Tosh, because Tosh says, yeah,
I disagree.
You've called me a bad man.
You called me a bad manager.
And unapproachable. So she's right. Talia has totally talked shit. We have it on camera. She's talked shit about her to everyone.
No, she has. And Nat has no legs to stand on. So no. What happens is I think Kyle realizes that there's no way. And he basically says, look, work-wise, you're outstanding, Nat. And I have no excuse other than doing that, other than just exhaustion. And it's all Natalya needed is just him saying, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch. And then they just hug.
Talia's the one who says, can we just go back to where we all were? And they hug and make up.
And this is interesting. I do think that they were really exhausted. And I don't know.
I do agree. I agree.
And I don't know if with a having a camera on you all the time is the best for Nat and Kyle. I think Tosh is going to be she's going to be whoever she is, regardless if the camera's on her anyway.
Think about how horrible we would be if we were on a reality show and tired. Remember one time I came in your room to rehearse and you threw glasses at me and said, get out. And then an hour later you took a nap and felt better.
I don't remember it happening that way.
You remember you were wearing like a long, like a green kind of chenille robe with feathers on it and just screaming at me and say, I can't work today.
Yeah, and you were being annoying. And I rightfully told you to get the fuck out. Because you had that face on that you normally have. I've told you, your face annoys me when I'm tired. We need to get it fixed. Slap that look off your face. Yeah, y'all, I'll do things when I'm tired.
I'm bad.
Don't ask me to have a good time. because I'm just
No.
raging inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I'm sure these people are fucking exhausted.
For sure.
And yeah, yours was the
It was just that meeting and that they made up. That was kind of what's your next one?
So I just have this little bit of Dave basically tanking the rest of the charter
Oh,
because he and Tosh can't really communicate.
and he's being rude to her and
And
but
Captain Sandy goes, "Ah, there's something between Dave and Tosh. I just can't figure out. I can't put my finger on it. It's not like we actually had a problem earlier in the season, but that's all gone now.
it's all gone now.
Because like when I watch an episode of Designing Women, it's the problem is solved in 22 minutes.
It's gone in 22 minutes.
Yeah, Mary Jo and Suzanne have stopped fighting about that dress that she wore.
Exactly.
And it looked better on Suzanne. I think everyone thought that.
Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah. And then Bernice comes in and said something funny. So I guess that they still have a problem. I don't know what it is yet.
I don't know what it is yet.
But I'm going to find out.
Is she?
Because this is not the calm. This is the storm.
This is
the storm.
Captain, would you like to see the cannons? We're going to go take you to the cannons. Hey, everybody, have you heard about the cannons? Hey, did you know there's some cannons? Let's get to the cannons. Cannons.
Maybe I'm just jaded. I don't give a fuck. I think I saw in growing up in South Carolina, I saw a lot of Revolutionary War reenactments. So I saw cannons fired off, but I don't know. I guess if I was in Malta, it'd be really cool.
I think in Malta, it's something to do. They just are trying to entertain these people. Something. That guy Isaac is hot. He's
oh yeah,
cute.
the boy. He's the
boyfriend.
princess's boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, is it the princess or that? I get the two white girls confused. They seem the same to me.
The
those young
daughter is the blonde one.
But there's another one too, like her friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're just interchangeable to me at this point.
I can't keep track.
But yeah, so Dave fucks up the dinner. The dinner's taking forever,
but I want to point out something, and this is very foodie. If you know Paella, and I said this in the cold open, if you know Paella, she complained about her rice being crispy. Paella has a bottom of rice that is a crispy rice. So these people actually, maybe she or her parents don't know what actual good paella is. It's called a sukkarat. I'm that pretentious that I've made my own paella. It's delicious, but it's that crispy rice at the bottom because you you don't burn it, but you make it really crispy. It's the best part of paella. Sorry, I had to say that because when she said my rice is crispy, I'm like, that's the way it's supposed to be, you fucking Philistine.
It doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong because Kyle put his foot in his mouth and was talking to someone else, and Captain Sandy heard him. Did you see her like swarm in and go, "Who's complaining? Who's complaining? Who's complaining? Who's complaining?"
They've been complaining. Who's complaining? Who's complaining? They better not be complaining. What did you do? Couldn't be me.
What did you do? Wasn't 7-star? Wasn't 7-star? Oh, complaining. Oh, she's gonna freak out.
And the daughter's like, "Dad, this food is. What do you think about this food?" He's like, "It's not 7-star amazing. It's good, but it's not amazing."
Is there 7? I thought it was 4-star.
I don't know how many stars there are, but y'all, the episode abruptly ends because Kyle just falls.
And it looks like he's kind
of he just screams.
He's kind of moaning the way I do after I've had a good fucking from a soccer team. Just
it looks painful. I don't know. It looks like his ankle or something.
God,
I will say,
worry about you doing that when we're on tour because you're so klutzy.
You know why? Those balloons attacked him as he was going down the stairs.
You know what?
That's why, y'all, we don't need to have balloons. They are an abomination and we don't need them in this world.
I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to force you to be around balloons like you tried to force me to be around roosters and eat horsey.
That was to get over your fear. I was trying to get you into exposure therapy.
I could do some balloon therapy then with you if you'd like. I actually
Balloons
am
are
a
useless.
therapist, so I actually could do it to you.
Are you? I'm never sure
Now
you actually got a degree.
Yeah, it's like
What
my
if you
dad's
just
cancer.
went
It's
to
just fake.
school?
Yeah, I just paid for somebody. It doesn't
I never
matter.
saw
I'm
the
not using it.
diploma.
I'm here anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I still never saw an actual note from a doctor about your father.
Y'all, that's the show. That's blow. It was a kind of an okay, but I mean, it had moments, but it's kind of a snoozy episode, y'all. So hopefully next episode's a little more exciting.
I guess it's gonna be. I guess there are 2 more episodes, but I think
so.
Yeah, and then maybe a reunion. So 19,
yeah, probably. Yeah.
All
right, everybody.
Loud.
That's it. You'll go to realitygaze.com. You can leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We appreciate it so much. Also, y'all, Love is Blind. Be sure to check that out on Reality Gaze Plus. That is so fucking good. Also, we just last week, Love During Lockup started. That's on the $8 tier because we talk. Love After Lockup really is everything we
That's
cover.
show on television.
It's our favorite thing that we cover. So I would love for you to listen to our podcast, but if you don't even want to jump on the Reality Gaze Plus, just watch
Love During Lockup
show.
or Love After Lockup, Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, all of them.
But Love During Lockup started last week, y'all. So if you're
all
like,
new
I don't know
characters
where to
except
start,
for one.
it's a great place for you to jump into this shit show. We promise you will not regret
Sharp.
it. It's a Matt Sharp joint.
It fills that space, that kind of mid-era 90 Day Fiancé.
Like not season 5, season 4, 90 Day Fiancé filled.
Because it's all mess. It's so much mess.
So good. So good. All right, everybody. We love y'all. We appreciate your support. We'll see you next week. But Poodle, until then, what is it? I'm glad you were looking at dick pics on your phone. This is what he does. I'm going to start doing that to you. Just zoning out. Just acting like you're not there in the room.
Until next time, we say, anchors are gay. Dad!